cause that cam to move is the actual camshaft design. So what we're looking at here is sort of a close-up view of one of our cam lobes and also one of our valve lifters. So this setup would be most common on an overhead valve engine. So the cam is in the block. And this general design is what we call a flat tappet camshaft. So when you see that word tappet, a tappet is just a fancy word for the valve lifter. So a flat tappet or flat lifter camshaft. And this is the design that pretty much all of our engines used until about late 80s, early 1990s. So this used to be a very, very common design. So on a flat tappet or flat lifter camshaft, the lobe itself, which has that teardrop shape, when we really, really zoom in on it, that lobe is actually cut at a slight angle. So this is sort of a really exaggerated view, but each one of these lobes will actually have a slight angle built into it. Not much, but just a slight amount. Looking at it, you probably never even really be able to see it, because it's a very, very small angle. On the bottom of the lifter, even though we call it a flat tappet or flat lifter, the bottom of it is actually a little bit convex. It's got a little bit of a curvature to it. And again, looking at it, you're never going to see it, but there's a little bit of a curvature there. The lifter's also offset a little bit on that lobe, so you see it's not perfectly lined up. What all of this does is as the cam rotates and it pushes up and down on this lifter, because it's offset, because we have that slight curvature and that slight angle, it forces the lifter to rotate. So as the cam operates, this lifter is going to be rotating in its forward. What would that do to our wear? Yeah, it keeps it nice and even. So we're basically spreading the load and spreading the wear across the lobe and across the lifter. So that's really, really critical for a flat tappet cam. If one of these lifters stops rotating for whatever reason, that's when we get that flattened lobe that we saw earlier. So it will literally wear out that cam lobe in a matter of minutes if this lifter doesn't rotate. So really, really important this gets enough lubrication that it can rotate like that. So that type of design is where we have a cast iron camshaft. And that's what this one here would be. So again, that's most engines up until late 1980s, early 1990s.